Get your day started right. From our shack to yours, this is Coffee and Ham Radios. We are live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Gentlemen, we are live.
We're just going to cut the ladies out of that part. Sorry, ladies, you ain't getting yours this morning. It wasn't that funny.
Okay, shush.
We're just going to have the laugh roll going the entire time.
Typical, you can't get him to shut up.
Somebody fix the laugh track. Ooh, good morning.
Good
Fellas.
morning.
Howdy.
How y'all doing?
Yeah.
Hey, Chuck,
Welcome
good to
to
see you
Coffee
this
and Ham
morning.
Radio.
Good to see
Saturday
you.
morning, coffee.
Oh, wait.
and
Good
Ham
to
Radio.
see you. I don't think I could do that.
I'm Jim. We have T.O. over here to my right. I think it's my right.
Stage right.
Right. And then we have the Smoking Ape and, of course,
Hey,
Chuck,
folks.
KK6USY.
Good morning.
So, we're going to talk about cheap tools. Steve didn't do the thumbnail quite the way I would have done the thumbnail, but he makes better thumbnails.
I thought you were in charge.
I am happy
no.
to have some
I'm just
creative input.
I have Steve. You give good thumb. That's all I can say, man. I can't produce a thumbnail.
Jim, I'm sorry you said that out loud. Now it's going to be captured by Joe Brett when he watches this on Team Replay.
Yeah. You can't
Thanks,
say anything
son.
around. You can't say anything around him.
My whole goal is to not make any
precious.
weird faces. That's what I'm looking out for.
All right, I'll fix that for you.
Pray to God your camera don't freeze.
No more
I
weird
had to
faces
sneeze
from
there
Jim.
for a minute.
Right, like Steve's did the other day.
Well, it was a whole power outage. That was crazy.
Yeah. And then Steve came back on his phone, and he's got his head back, and you can
See my nose?
That's kind of awkward.
Is he zen in his zen spot?
He was in his zen spot. That's it.
Well, it was the only room that had any light in it. It was streaming by candlelight. That's how much I
Scott's
care
got a
about
great
John.
comment. Scott said there's 4 cheap tools on the screen right now.
Nice. Love you, Scott.
Andy
Mean
thinks
it.
Ape and Chuck look ill. So,
Exactly.
They do. Looking pretty bad. Chuck, what's going on in your world?
Oh, just over here building antennas and trying to get that sweet, sweet bokeh in my background here.
We saw you go on walkabout. You look like the Jolly Green Giant this morning. You had to get up and get some coffee.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
not wearing pants, folks. Good thing you got coffee
Nope.
before the stream started.
Right. We took that one for the team.
One of us took it more for the team than the other.
Hopefully you
saying.
screenshot it and saved it for later.
No.
But anyway, I'm working on my latest moccasin, so
Got
hope to
it.
have that. Hope to have
Nailed
that
it.
video
Ding, ding,
out
ding,
here.
ding.
Hope to have that out in the next couple of weeks.
It's fantastic. What band is that going to be for?
Hopefully 20 meters.
Oh, it's going to be big.
Yeah, it's going
Morning,
to be a big one. Well, it's 10 meters would be great because I hear 10 meters is wide open here. So maybe I need to work
Might
on
as
that.
well
Maybe
just
get
do
some of that sweet,
160,
sweet
son.
DX.
160 meter Moxon.
Yeah,
you go.
absolutely.
You and
One
6
for
of your
all.
closest neighbors. You all just timeshare the antenna.
Yeah.
I wonder how
HOA
that
going to
would
love
work
that.
with multiple feed points kind of thing.
Is it just me or is Jim blurry?
No.
Jim
Jim's
blurred
always
out there
blurry.
for a
Oh,
second.
okay. Gotcha. I thought it was my eyesight going cross-eyed.
You see, at my age, there's a good chance it is that.
It's
I
all
need to
that
replace
all
the
that hiking and motorcycling and firefighting. My eyes
Right.
get kind of blurry sometimes.
So, Ape, you put out a video on a gas mask this morning. I can't believe they asked you to review that.
Look, son, I don't discriminate. The folks want to see it. The folks get to see it.
That's right. That's right.
Spread it all across the flat Earth. Anytime I'm asked to.
Bingo.
I don't see what's so funny. I'm playing cards with my brother's kids.
Oh my God!
Nerve-wracking sons of
Hopefully you got some Miller Lite there, buddy.
I'm
Yeah.
actually going to build an antenna this morning after the show. I was watching Ham Radio DX's video the other day, and he did that 10-meter vertical dipole with Coax and like a piece of DX10.
Joe Brett got the better mug there. All them stickers on it.
It's dead cord. Got flair.
I like how you cover up that one on the bottom that's not part of the official team, though. That's perfect.
right?
I feel like the TO
some,
sticker is kind of the supporter.
I saved some space here because I don't have my own ape sticker yet, and Chuck Hinton, he's being stingy too. So
Chuck probably forgot.
Todd is on point. Thank you, Todd. Keep these boys in line.
hem sticks are fake.
All of the radios are crap. If it ain't Yaesu, it's crap.
But I like them all.
If it's not Yaesu, it's crap. Channeling Mike Myers.
Who was that? That was Mike Myers. That's right.
Yep.
From Saturday Night Live back when
If it's not Scottish, it's crap.
It's crap. Oh my God, that was good. I got to go look that up on YouTube later.
Yep.
So we got a show today, Jim. What are we doing?
Yeah, we do. The squirrel's running by. Did you guys ever watch the Celebrity Jeopardy part
All the
on
time.
Saturday Night Live?
All the time.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll take the rapist for 1,000, Alex.
I don't watch TV, so
I'll take the
Therapist,
penis mightier. Yeah,
that's how they get you watching TV.
that was great. My wife never watched Saturday Night Live anyway, ever. And so I pulled it up on YouTube and showed her, and I made a believer out of her. She was just howling. And I can't remember who did Sean Connery in that gig. I don't remember who was doing
Well, they
it.
changed it. The new guy that everybody memes, I have no idea who that is. That's long after I stopped watching Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, I
But
haven't
the
seen
original
it.
guy was much better, of course.
Yeah.
Who I also don't remember.
Your mother, Trebek. So we wanted to talk about cheap ham tools, and I'm going to just regenerate the show. Cheap ham tools that you need in your shack.
Welcome to Coffee and
Steve
Ham
said
Radios, folks.
7 tools under $50. Here
Jim
are
gave
4
me
tools
7.
right here, well under $50. We are cheap.
Absolutely.
Not easy, but I am cheap.
$49.99.
And so Steve's got a list that I gave him, and I think Ape No Call and mostly Chuck also have some input too. Hopefully Steve has some.
Mostly Chuck.
I got plenty of input. I always got something to say.
I found a couple of cheap tools here not too long ago that when I was trying to build that K6 ARK antenna that I can pop up on stream whenever you like.
Yeah. Pop.
And this is for something. Let me share my screen here if it will let me. If I'm allowed.
So you said you were prepared. and
I
then you weren't.
am. I'm
Just make
playing
sure
this
you
Chuck
vet it
card
so we
close
don't
to the
see any
vest.
single man,
That's very true.
stuff up there.
Does that work?
we go.
Do I have to
Yeah.
hit that or do you have to hit that?
Oh, I'd hit it.
So I am not an electronics expert, and you can probably tell by this cheap old multimeter. But for building an antenna and just checking continuity and stuff like that, this thing works great. And it's $11, $12.
That's like 99% of what you need is continuity and DC volts for ham radio.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's not a fancy Kyle Weech digital auto, you know what, but it gets the job done.
Rob, we're here for you.
Well, we actually have officially in our list of tools that Steve has.
Yeah.
We have another cheap meter that even beats your cheap meter for cheap.
Oh, for cheapness?
Did you see? Well, Steve is cheap. I've hung around Steve in person.
You gonna buy me dinner again, Jim? I can't afford it.
Steve is cheap,
You spare some change for a cup of coffee?
right? And he did a video the other day on that. What was that thing? And Chuck did one too.
The Tesman. The TM510.
which with the coupon was like $8.
Yeah, it was crazy cheap. And it's a fancy screen and auto modes and
So I bought that one. Shane, we are of
Yep.
a mind. Yeah.
Yep.
nice.
I was going to say, this is also something that's cheap that everybody should have. Because when you're building antennas, I've tried to use a regular tape measure, and I was like, you know what? This ain't going to work. So I went out and
Beats
grabbed this thing
For $16? Uh-uh.
for $16. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Beats
ain't doing
and meters.
imperial tape measure
Look here,
work
son.
on a
Look
metric
here.
antenna.
You ain't got to have all that. You ain't never heard of the Google Earth? They got
Just
a
mark
tape
off some
measure
lines
built
on
in.
your yard.
Yeah, that's how I measured my loop.
No. So you put it up in the yard, and then you wait for the satellite to pass over, and then you measure it on the screen
Exactly.
6 days later. Yeah.
Right. It takes up to 6 years sometimes.
This is
Gotta-
another
gotta save a dollar.
another must-have.
Man.
Because I hate stripping wire.
Yeah.
And this thing is a machine.
I prefer my wire to be fully clothed as well, Shane. I'm
Shane,
stripping wires.
Steve's-
They've been places. They've seen things.
Pop our strippers up there. I think
I will do that.
That looks about like the same kind of deal.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Yep. Those
The
are. I
self-adjust-
think those are an absolute must-have.
These are gas station strippers. The GB and the Irwin.
Really?
Yeah. Irwin used to be the big brand name with vice grip, and then they kind of sold out. Because those strippers that you have say vice grip, but they are clearly not vice grips.
Clearly. But they don't say Craftsman on them, which has been a lie for a lot longer.
True. You can now get Craftsman at Kmart. That was a very weird debacle. Sears was like, hey, Kmart, we want to buy you. Kmart's like, we're going bankrupt. Kmart's like, we're buying Sears. Craftsman tools are now at Sears. What?
Kmart, yeah.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I'm at Kmart. If I didn't
What
say
else you
Kmart.
got? What else you got, Chuck?
Well, I've got also a heat gun.
Oh, that
Oh,
is
yeah, I
the,
got
that is
that
the
one.
Chuck
That's-
heat gun.
When you're
choice.
having to shrink all that beautiful heat shrink to make it look pretty. I tried using the lighter once and I kept burning my fingers. So I just decided I should probably get a heat gun and use the right tool for the job.
There's only one problem with that versus a lighter. At a Skinner concert, that doesn't do you any good. I'm just saying.
It's so true. And last but not least, helping hands
Oh, yeah.
with a magnifying glass.
And does
Yeah,
it have a
definitely.
flashlight?
Definitely need the magnifying
and a
glass.
flashlight, yeah. Because if you're trying to build the miniature version of the K6ARK in fed halfway, you can't see that stupid capacitor.
What caliber is that light?
30-06.
That's what I was thinking. Something like
Yeah,
Bore scope.
it's
Yeah.
a beam.
That is kind of crazy. Is that an
that-
18650 in there? Or is that like a AAA?
It's a AAA.
AAA.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the cooler helping hands I've seen. I didn't bring it in. I've got a plate with 4 magnetic arms on it that you can move around on the plate.
Those are hard
But
to
it-
use on camera.
Yeah, they're just hard to use anyway. All of those things are a pain, but it doesn't have a flashlight on it, so that's excellent. But now see, I have a magnifying lamp with a fluorescent LED, not fluorescent, with an LED ring inside it. You just pull it over, and then I can, with my glasses on, I can look through the big magnifying glass and actually see stuff. So, pretty cool.
Yeah, it
there's
was
not a lot
actually-
of focal distance with the helping hands and the YouTube camera going on. The camera's like right above the top of the helping hands because that's all the desk
Right.
space you got in the first place.
Right?
Just film from a distance and B-roll it.
Right.
If you don't have these, you're not. a
I've
man.
got to get some of those. I don't have any
What?
diagonal cutters.
What
I
are you
think
doing,
Oh my
Frank?
God!
the
These are-
proper
these are
YouTube
flush
thing to
cutters.
say. Oh,
So
okay,
so
yeah.
you can say dikes when you're talking about diagonal cutters. That's okay.
Okay,
Because it's
all
it's
right.
you cut the first syllable out of each word, and DI for diagonal and CU, so
Cutters.
dikes. Yeah.
I've been
cutters.
calling them
Okay.
dikes forever.
Me too. I didn't want to offend nobody.
But word to the wise, these things are wear items. They do wear out
Yes.
over time, and you need to get like a 3-pack or something.
okay.
Yeah, and I would honestly, I don't remember if these are the expensive ones or the cheap ones, but if you got a 3D printer, they send you a set of these. With every 3D printer ever mailed to anyone, there's a cheap one of these. I got probably 10 of these things now floating around.
Trying to read Joe Brett's cap. Don't ask him for a zoom. He will zoom. Don't.
Yeah,
Don't
and it
ask
is
him for a
it's
zoom.
frightful. That's a Shaq and Greg special from Huntsville. Yeah,
I'd rather be at Dayton Huntsville Hamfest 2021.
yeah.
I ain't got the updated version yet.
I was about to say, what was the 2022 version,
Well,
or was there one?
the plan was they made these for Huntsville, and then Dayton was going to be right the opposite. I'd rather be at Huntsville.
That would be amazing. Wearing an I'd rather be at Huntsville hat at Dayton.
Yeah,
Well, I'll look for a Hamcation cap that says I'd rather be at Huntsville or something for you.
All right, so
Here's
next-
another one.
Oh,
This
flashlight.
is
a flashlight.
a flashlight of any kind. This is an Olight, and I can't remember the model number. This is the cheap, it's like $19, I think.
Yeah.
Olight.
Stuff like that's real important in my shack.
Mine's got the appropriate level of wear
Yes,
on it.
'cause you ain't got no lights.
That's a ProTac, right?
Yeah, it's a ProTac 1 AA, and this thing is like stupid
They're
bright for being
so
a AA
bright.
battery.
Yeah.
And it lasts a really long time.
Yep. I
So
have
I'm
that
really
in
impressed with
my
this.
Go box over there.
I have one complaint though. They put that stupid clip on. They put the clip on backwards, and I had to rearrange it. And you can see it's kind of still not good. But the cool part about putting the clip on properly is I can do stuff like this.
I tried that one time. And I felt myself going cross-eyed, and I said, nope, not doing that. Gonna throw up. Nope.
I don't do it often, but otherwise I have no use for that.
I might put it off to the side, but that hole in the center of my head, no, negative Batman. We ain't doing that.
No, nay, no, never.
Yeah, so these things, a flashlight of any kind, and man, you can get so many cheap flashlights. I have probably a flashlight problem.
Yeah.
I'm a flashaholic. But I mean, Amazon or Banggood or AliExpress, there are so many cheap flashlights. I've got flashlights everywhere.
You will never know how much you needed a flashlight on a daily basis until you carry one in your pocket, and then you wind up like, I use this thing like 5 times a day. What was I doing for the last 25, 30 years of my life without it?
He was straining your eyes.
That's why I need glasses now.
Yes.
I mean, I got a flashlight. I got a flashlight in the pocket of my truck. I got a flashlight on another device that's inside my truck. So I can see if I have to.
Well, that's a
deploy
double
that
flash.
Device. It has a flash, but yeah, I got flashlights everywhere.
It's so bright, it's painful. Yeah, the same with the Leatherman. So that's absolutely correct. I carry one of these with me all the time as well, and I use it on every single project without fail. Not because I'm trying to find a use for it and just like, oh, well, that last screw needs to be turned in with that crazy number 2 Phillips piece of crap screwdriver that's built into the thing. No, it's there and it works, and I need it every single project. Don't ask me why.
I've never been a huge Leatherman fan. I have one or two. I think there's one in my drawer at my desk drawer at work. And
I was about to say, T.O.'s just got to lean over to the other side. That's where the Leatherman's at.
Right.
He never leaves.
Now you know where the Leatherman is. I run a farm. I gotta repair fences.
I gotta have tools at the ready.
Pull briars out of livestock. I gotta cut back horns. I gotta shave branches.
You are also correct. A pocket knife of some sort.
See, that's on the other hip.
I mean, that's like rule number 4 from Gibbs. I always have a knife on me. Always.
So what is rule number 1? Cordage?
I don't know. I haven't watched NCIS in so long I forgot all the movies. But I remember the knife one. My wife still watches it. I gave up because it was like it jumped the shark.
WB8CXO says I use my phone, flashlight, and magnifying glass. Okay, well that's one tool. What else are you carrying?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, actually, and I don't know about Android devices. I'm sure they do the same thing anymore. But the iPhone has a built-in magnifier glass function. You triple click the side button and you have a multi-zoom magnifying glass. Not playing with the camera. It's
weird.
It's to do up magnification. I use it all the time.
I use a
If
camera.
you're trying to read instructions off of a Chinese gadget you got off of Banggood that they apparently can't afford paper or ink, and they print it so tiny, that's the only way you can read the instructions. Yeah, magnifying glass is a good point. Something else that I didn't bring out.
Belts and braces, Adam. Belts and braces.
A magnifier thing for your melon, or
That crazy thing that Ape has. Yeah,
that thing that Ape has,
where you can see Hayden.
That lamp.
You can see all the way to Australia.
Yeah. You could probably see what Hayden had for dinner with that thing.
But you're above the $50 budget with some of these flashlights and Leathermans and pocket knives and things.
That's how he knows.
I'm not a Leatherman guy. I didn't say nothing about a Leatherman.
That's how Ape knows we haven't been to the moon, because he can see up there. We ain't nothing up there.
Ain't nobody up there. That's right.
So while I have 110 of my closest friends here, this Leatherman thing, is it just me or does it not always open properly? A lot of times I'll get this kind of action going on where I try to open it. Of course, now I'm trying to demonstrate that there's no problem, but
it's a medical condition.
That's not helpful at all. Nothing? Nobody?
Crickets.
Just happens to me.
Yards of electrical tape.
Jason's right. I think it's operator error.
Phase tape.
Electrical tape and gaffer tape. And my gaffer tape's in a drawer behind the screen. But gaffer tape is also really good. Gaffer tape is outstanding for fastening
Thanks,
things
Andy.
to things.
All the rest of y'all liars in the chat. Thanks, Andy.
taping down cables.
I agree.
Wires from moving around or pulling,
That stuff will
This is-
stick to
this is
anything
awesome.
too.
Kid-friendly
Yeah.
show, NRD.
Yeah. And this is great for wires and stuff, but it's a pain in the butt to take off. The gaffer tape you can actually take off. Gaff tape also tears straight across real easy.
Apeception.
In case you was wondering what Jim was talking about.
What they were referencing.
So amazing.
That's Precious, Joe.
Oh my God. 10 out of 10 would have him meme me again.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you looked at his gas mask video?
Oh, you got all kinds of material this morning, Joe.
You get on that. We'll wait. Oh my God. Because he's wearing it in the
Gas
video.
mask. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Come on, Brian.
It's hysterical.
Oh, you're talking to the other Steve. I take it back.
Jason, that's a good one. Double-sided tape, Velcro. Excuse me, hook and loop.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Kleenex and
anybody
Scotch
mention
tape.
one
What's
item
that?
I have on my desk. I haven't seen anybody mention it.
Well,
Duct tape?
bring it up.
Let's do this since
Is that chapstick?
it's not sponsored. I'll cover the brand name up. But man,
Oh,
nobody's
yes.
got a marker.
Yeah.
Mark your tape
absolutely.
and
I don't know what you're talking about, son.
there you go.
Oh wait, we're supposed to
And-
not show the brand.
And remember,
Yeah.
some of the things that we work on are dark colored, and you need lighter colored things to write on dark colored.
Those are the
things.
paint markers. Those are really good.
Well,
Yeah.
these are. I'm showing it upside down, so it doesn't count. These are just normal. They're just silver and gold.
It's an Erpish.
Yes.
Yeah. I like big markers. I cannot lie by Sir Mark's a lot.
So Mark's a lot. Who is also a ham,
Yeah.
but here he was
the,
more of
Oh.
a CB.
the paint Sharpies, the metallic paint Sharpies are excellent because they will pretty much write on anything and not
Yes.
smear.
Now, when I'm writing on IC chips inside of a machine, I guess IC chip would be no. Okay, yeah, I can say IC chips. It's not like ATM machine. You can't say ATM machine. But when I got to write on IC chips, writing black on black is
can't say-
not smart.
You can't say the automatic teller machine.
Automatic teller machine.
I wasn't going to call him on that and be pedantic, but,
But IC is integrated circuit, so integrated circuit chip is legal to say. Not great, but legal.
I'm trying to find something. Stand by.
irregardless.
That is actually legally now a word.
Only because the hippie children are in charge of the dictionary.
Fire them all.
They all ought to be
They're
fired.
rocking
All right,
something.
moving on. Battery tester. This is they make like two different models of this. This is the digital one. There's also one with a little gas gauge that your non-technical other half could use if she had to. And we have a couple of these here. There's one in here so she can check batteries on stuff. Mostly she only uses it at Christmas when she's hanging
Same
up all the
ATR.
Christmas lights. But this does AA, AAA, C, D, and 9-volt batteries. You can test 9 volts on it.
So for the
These
folks
will
at
do all the
home,
things.
for the folks at home, there's
Well, of
so
course.
so Ape's bringing up the wrong answer. For the folks at home, why is the battery tester the right answer? I'm sure most of the people at home know why, but just to put it out there.
Because this will test the battery under load and show you the battery usefulness with a load.
Your battery could produce 1.5
right.
volts, but not for very long.
Yeah, and
You
the
just got
meter
learned something.
the meter will show you 1.5 volts, and you're like, "Oh, yay, it works." No, it doesn't. As soon as you
I
put
got
that in,
something else
the
to
motor,
buy.
Thank you.
try and
Thank
open
you
your
very
garage
much.
door to cause your garage door to.
Oh, and those are security torques too. Good thing I have my iFixit toolkit with security. Oh, sorry, preview, foreshadowing of things
Hit
coming
it,
ahead.
Steve. Hit it. Pull up our
I'm
list.
not there yet.
Okay,
gotta-
we're moving on.
We gotta go in order, man.
Oh yeah, well we did talk about
Because this is the
firearms.
one that Jim put on his list, and this is the one that Shane put on his list.
Oh,
So
Shane's is
again,
kinda
kindred
fancy.
spirits. $37.99 versus 40. Oh, sorry. Nope. Sorry. Sort of Chuck wins.
No, I'd go with Shane's.
Yeah.
When I picked it, is that a Yiwa? Yiwa? That's
Yeah.
Andalore, but it says Yihu on top. I don't get it.
I have
Who was
one
paying
that
for
is
the
like
ad
that to a
space
T.
on the Andalore page?
What, Joe?
I got one of those. It's a different brand name, but it's exactly the same. Probably cost about the same, and but it's orange. I really like that color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
May have to get
That's
another.
nice. And they make these things if you shop around, it's going to be more than $50. But for not a whole lot more, you can get a combination hot air / soldering station.
Yeah.
For
I
maybe
like
about
that kit.
$100.
It comes with the solder sucker.
Yeah.
The soda
I do
pult.
want to put a disclaimer out on those. Those little
They
rubber
get hot?
tips on the helping hand. You got to be kind of careful. They'll melt
Right.
whatever you're working on.
Yes, they
You
will.
have to peel those off.
Disclaimer: the soldering iron will get hot.
We're not sending any radios to Mississippi for repair.
They come back
Joe
with goo,
Brett
with
will melt
goo
his
on
little
them.
rubber things all over it.
Well, that
All I do is
TS440
get
has
it.
got that goop problem, self-induced.
I've got some of that out.
Goop problem?
You done so
Yeah.
well with that 430. I thought about sending you my 440.
See, I've heard about that goop problem, but I don't actually have experience directly with it. So I guess it's like leaking capacitors or something.
The epoxy or whatever they use, the goop, over time when it starts to deteriorate, it will become conductive, and it makes the things that don't like being conductive together go wonky.
Conductive.
You get short.
Yeah. So then
What
you
else
just
we
get
got?
the dots, and it won't do
bringing it up.
nothing.
And
This
I
is
want to
that-
go back. Somebody else said, and I forgot who it was. I think it was Randy. I can't find the comment. Whoever said it, you're a genius. Yes. High vis gaffer tape,
Really?
which is what I have. I have orange and I have green, both the fluorescent shades. So you can see that stuff. And that's good for a couple other things. Besides holding wires down, put a tape flag made out of high vis orange or green gaffer tape across any wires you got hanging across the middle of places.
That's a very good idea.
So people don't walk into them. Or if you're like someone else and doesn't mark his antenna, his yard guy weed eats it. And then he complains about it for 6 months.
Because he ain't fixing it.
Right? That guy. So yes, if you're going to get gaffer tape, don't get black gaffer tape, get orange or green gaffer tape. You can see it, the high vis stuff. And whoever said that, yes, you're a genius. Thank you for reminding me.
I have some of that, a roll of that fluorescent flagging. So when I go out POTA, if I put an
Surveyor's
antenna wire
tape or
out,
whatever,
yeah.
Big
And if you
term
had
for
used
that
gaffer
is.
tape on your radio that day, sort of.
Oh,
Chuck,
shut up.
So somebody was looking at the stream, and we much appreciate this, but we put a link to this thing in the description of the stream down below, and somebody went and bought them all out. So I had to get another link here real quick. They're all the same thing. They're all made by the same company, regardless of what their name is. Because PowerWorks has one, the Anderson Powerpole people.
Yeah.
There's and I thought for the longest time this thing up here was the brand name ISOA. It's actually 150 amps because they make
Right.
a 200 amp version. I got the 200 amp version because buy once, cry once.
You fancy.
Well, I mean,
So
200,
so it cost you $20 instead of 14?
$1 more.
Ooh, Steve with the mad
Big
cash.
spender, big spender.
Matt here has a great one, and I think
Excellent.
I have one of those iron tip scrubber things, and I need to find it or buy a new one because I learned with a sponge.
I don't
So
use
you
the
just-
sponge at all.
I lost my
Never.
sponge.
So none of y'all are sponge worthy. Wow.
The,
No.
the Brillo pad.
Yeah. So apparently that's better. I don't know. I mean, I've been using a sponge forever.
So 4-5
what's
is
kinda
asking
sad
how
anyway.
precise are these things, and Lawnmower is showing up ever helpful with those things are accurate within 5 seconds per day. I don't know
Once
the
or twice.
accuracy, and we talk about this a lot. There's like scientific NIST grade productivity, instruments that are going to Mars to measure the capacitance of red rock, and then there's stuff that we do for ham, and this is good enough for ham work.
I think it's good enough to tell you you're about to blow something up
I'm
Right.
trying to track the level of
or something's about to melt.
nonsense in my battery or out of my battery.
Yeah.
Well,
When it turns off, you're probably out of battery.
You're out of power, right?
Matt knows a guy who knows how to calibrate these things.
The thing with these two, it's like those field strength meters that Ape and I built. It's a relative reading.
Yes.
Right? It's not telling you absolutely have 100 pirate ninjas of power or something like that. It's just, hey, it's stronger here than it is over there, And with that kind of thing, again, it's not an NIST lab. If you're using this at field day or something, it's to give you an idea how much juice you're sucking when you transmit and how much juice it's
There's
sucking.
some wigglies going this direction.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's
It's
wigglies
flowing.
in all that equipment.
Because
Your
realistically,
Yeah,
when you're trying to
your radio's
run
gonna change. Go ahead.
when you're trying to run your FT891 portable when it was designed as a mobile radio, and you plug this thing in, all you're going to do is cry at the amount of amperage draw that it has.
Yeah. So, I mean, these things are not the most accurate thing in the world, but again, you ain't running an NIST test lab, son. There you go.
All right. And then,
And like Joe Brett said, when the power goes out, you're out of juice.
right,
Yeah.
Meter for
When the
that.
meter shuts off,
when the light
battery's
is
dead.
off,
Hold us over.
this is really an on-off kind of indicator, folks.
Right? POTA's over, son. Go home. Speaking of POTA, while Steve is getting our next thing ready to show, this is Support Your Parks weekend, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
And we are
So-
coordinating K-Toad's operations. So K-Toad/R09 has already been claimed by WQ9F, our friend Kevin. So if you would like to activate K-Toads in a park, join us over on the Discord in the K-Toads channel, and you can run the club call in your region.
There is currently 104 spots on the POTA spotting page right now.
Holy crap.
104
Nice.
folks out in parks right now. And I'm looking at one that's over in Golf Whiskey Land on CW.
Nice.
Yeah, I have never officially POTA'd, but I support the parks and I do the
What?
sun. No. Mm-mm.
What?
No.
It's too hot in
Haven't
Lala.
you
Most of the
been to
time-
Huntsville?
We
Once-
did we did not POTA there though, did we, Steve?
That's a
We-
we
POTA
did not.
park. If you
We
went
did
up
not.
to the if you
We
if
did
you
not.
you
There
were
was
in
too-
a
there was
park and
way
didn't
too much
activate it.
activity going on.
So
there was
disappointed.
first of all there was girls, so that eliminated.
We were POTA adjacent because T-Ray was running his radio in the cabin right next door, so there would have been some OVF lights. Sorry, Don.
Right. Right.
And
One of
then
those 7610s.
there was the pavilion that was filled with POTA peoples. Bingo.
Yeah,
and
where's
there's
Don this morning? I'm missing all the snark in the chat.
There is a lot of things going on.
Evidently, Jim and T.O. was busy in the cabin producing their next videos. So
We were producing
we're not on that
videos.
channel, but
Although we produced the video out at the park bench outside. We did
Richie,
it outside.
thank you.
that was for y'all's premium channel.
Oh, it's wrong
How are we
button,
going to
but
dance
hey.
to that?
Yep.
He needs some milk.
Thank you, Richie. W9TIT.
Yeah, so 18
Ooh.
CW spots, 20 on FT8, 2 FT4, 1 PSK31, 62 sideband.
PSK31. Now that's a pro move right there.
That is activating on PSK31.
It's like activating on WinLink, which is kind of cheating. I'm going to send out one email to 10 of my closest friends. Y'all just reply real quick. I'm going to go take a walk.
Y'all hurry up and answer. So
Yeah.
if you're not out in a park, then support your parks. And I literally in the last 3 weekends have done nothing but sit out on the Kenwood I bought from Steve and talk to POTA people. Because I hate talking on the radio and hearing about weather.
so you
and
could take a
bunions
picture of yourself in the park and then SSTV that out.
and- really?
Yeah, so you have to
I
get
could Photoshop myself into a park easy enough.
you have to get 10 images back though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's kind of one out 10 back, same as WinLink. I don't know. Oh, so Matt's done it. So I was gonna say, Matt, is that allowed in the rules? I
There
mean,
you go.
You would know one out 10 back, or is it got to be 10 out 10 back?
It just says 10 contacts.
I mean, I could claim that I sent it 10 times. It's the same stupid picture. I'll get my best Jason face. Sorry,
Oh.
Chuck.
That
Bless
one?
him.
Hang on.
Sort of Chuck's about to sort of spew. Come on, tilt your head back.
Hold your nose.
Bless my soul.
So many jokes. All right, come on, Abe. We're waiting.
Ooh.
I've got a large archive here. I even have Randy, the GMRS guy.
What is he doing? What are we waiting on?
We're waiting on Joe on Abe to bring up a meme.
Joe, wait.
While we're doing that, we'll talk about this Tesman TM510. This thing came across our radar pretty hot the other day, and it's taken the YouTubes by storm. But it's actually a pretty good little device. It is currently $9.99, and if you go over to my channel, look at my video on this, I can get you a 10% coupon. So use the card link in the description down below, and then use my discount code so we get double credit there. But you'll get 10% off on this, and it's $9.99. And it's worth every bit of $9.99. I mean, even that meter that sort of Chuck showed earlier was more expensive than this. Auto mode, non-contact voltage is pretty nice. I
was
actually
about to
use
say,
this more than I thought I would.
that's got the magnetic field.
Yes.
Oh, it has a flashlight. That's right. Every tactical meter needs to have a built-in flashlight.
That adds 3 dB right there.
Right.
See, so instead of having that skeezy O light in your pocket, you have that with a flashlight built in. There you go. Tactical.
And
AF.
it comes with Japanese Duracell batteries too. So, yeah.
And you have a 5% coupon down there.
Well, I got you a 10% coupon.
Well, I mean, you could probably get on top of that.
Oh,
So you might be able to get this for like
5% off
super cheap.
plus discount
Show
code.
us again. There we go.
Oh, he's precious.
Oh my God.
Precious.
Yeah, so I wonder if you could get both.
I thought
That'd be
that was
nice.
the Wizard of Oz lady for a second. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too.
So ATR's talking about the Kaiweets KM601. That's actually my favorite meter. This Tesman is kind of a disposable meter.
Oh yeah.
It's good quality. I don't mean it in a bad way, but it's the thing I'd put in my battery box, so it would be in my box of tricks. Let me see if I can get the
Yeah, and this is like
KM601.
the power meter thing. Would I be working on a 480 volt panel with this? No, not even close.
31% off. Man, this falls
But for
underneath
doing
that.
Dang,
For
look
doing
at that.
DC
Let me get
electrical
y'all a-
work,
let me get y'all a
12
link.
volts, and checking
some links
continuity
out there.
in your go bag. Hell yeah, that's fine.
It's also the one that you can give to somebody at field day and not
And
cry
feel
if it
bad
doesn't
when
come
they forget
back.
to give it back. Yeah.
Or you can give it to your lackey on the job site, and when they break it.
Yeah. And the Kaiweets, there's nothing wrong with the Kaiweets, and for $36, it's 10,000 counts.
It
Does
fits
that have
the
non-contact?
show
It
description.
fits the show, yeah. I thought it was
don't-
more expensive than that.
I don't think it has NCV. Well, it's normally $52.99. It's on sale.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was
Cheaper
on
than
sale.
I paid for it. But
I don't think it has the little detector either.
The
Yeah.
NCV non-contact. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it does. It says it has
Oh.
it.
It says it does.
I don't remember because I don't use it that often, but I did. I rewired my basement. I needed to use it in my basement because my house is 100 years old, and we had the glass fuses, the screw-in fuses, and we replaced that with a breaker panel, which is mostly unlabeled. So I had to rewire the basement to get rid of all the old cloth wiring, and then I had to figure out where the breakers were. And I'm like, I turned this one off. Is it the one? Nope, not that one. Try again.
Have you seen that movie Down Periscope?
Yes.
The guy that's constantly catching live wires so that things can operate in the submarine.
You're slightly out of uniform, miss. So my friend Slick has a story about a guy that stuck his fingers in the panel, and they remained
Oh,
In the panel?
in the panel. Yeah.
Oh. That's not good.
okay.
All right. Let me get the next one up here. Carry on.
we got
Talk amongst
next?
yourselves.
Joe Brett, what about you? What's your favorite under $50 ham tool?
Don't say Izzo.
I mean, it's such a hard question because it just depends on what you're doing. I had this.
What if you're
selection.
building a Moxon?
What are you doing there, Abe?
I would like to start out with stripping.
Hey.
We went over that,
We love
and then
strippers.
you need that fine tip to do your
Needle
bendy
nose.
stuff. And then you need to flush it out, and we've already mentioned that. And then you got to label it, and we mentioned that. And we mentioned nose. And
So
we
what you're saying
mentioned
is that we
nose.
are all in alignment.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you said.
It's fantastic. 4 hams in a room and we agree. Weird.
Well, Joe Brett came up
6
with the marker, so bonus to him for that.
That's
one.
true. That's
A
true.
6-inch crescent wrench? Really?
No. I guess if you're trying to, crank down on your LMR 400 on the antenna.
No, you need it for the chassis mount BNC connectors.
Okay.
Tio, can you do a show on the crescent wrench on how to get them unseized after they've rested?
Yeah, I could.
A lot of WD-40 and a hammer.
Lots of WD-40.
Requires a quick trip to Harbor Freight to get another set.
Get another set.
Yeah,
These-
that's always the backup plan. Exactly.
These are my father's aunt's husband's crescent wrench.
There's some generations there.
Yeah. And I kind of like tools that have a story. This is not actually a crescent wrench. This is Utica, which I think is Utica, New York, because this was before the Chinese tools came to market. So if my great uncle was alive today, he would probably be 120, 130. So that's how old those are. Is at least when he was 20 something. So
A razor knife, probably not a
Oh,
bad
yeah.
idea.
I was about to say, T.O.
use
just
this one.
lean to the other side. That's where your razor knife's at.
right. I use this one here all the time, and it is actually an official Stanley knife, but it's a mini.
And a bottle opener.
Well, yeah,
Dual,
you can.
dual purpose.
Yeah. And I've had this for 30 years. Just put a new blade in it last week. First time ever.
I think Vern mentioned it, but those long forceps that you can
hemostats.
yeah.
I meant to bring those.
Yeah.
Okay, now those are hemostats. They make a different kind called McGill forceps, which instead of that plier end on it, it's curved and has two round eyelets, one on either side.
Yeah. For pulling
And they're made
shrapnel out.
made for pulling things out of your throat. They're made for emergency
Wow.
pulling, a stuck hot dog or something. But they're long. They're about 8 or 12 inches long, and they grip very well. So
they're saying in the chat, Brian's saying that the beer opener is legit, which I think is funny because if you look, it's branded Sam Adams. Let me get it right side up. But you ever seen Sam Adams come in cans? Because it's got the can opener as well as the bottle opener. I've never seen Sam Adams in a can.
maybe that's a New England thing. Okay.
Nice.
All of my bottles are twist off, so.
Yeah.
You're an expensive date.
Here we go.
Oh, I need to get some of those. That's
These are
one
the
thing
ones
I
that I
don't
have.
have.
Jim sent the link over, and it's like, you already purchased this.
Is that the ratcheting ones?
Yes, you must
Yes.
have
Okay.
ratcheting crimpers.
Yeah.
The older you get, the more you'll thank me.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at Jay Bizzle. He's got the
Yep.
the business.
Mine are in my my kit, so I can't.
Ooh.
They're not at the ready.
Do that again, Joe. Do that again. There.
That's ASMR.
Oh yeah. That sounds
Those are-
power. America.
Those would work good.
And this has
Now
the little
there's-
cup on the back to shove your power pole into, and it does the 15, 30, and the 45s.
Yep.
And I
Nice.
guess I haven't tried it, but I guess technically you could replace the jaws with regular crimp jaws if you wanted to.
I think you can. I don't know if those things are all exactly standard, which is why I have the next thing that's on the list probably separate from this. But yeah, you could probably do that. I've never tried.
I got a kit with the all the 30 amp connections, and I don't know if it's proper or not, but I always, out of paranoia of it. Well, the first time I used it, I crimped it and it come right off, so I didn't crimp it good enough. So I'll do a crimp in the correct slot, and then I'll go to the next size smaller and do a little quarter crimp,
Give it a little bit more. Something,
just a
something.
little bit more.
Then you got to press the release on the ratchet.
Yes.
So I use these very, very often. I put power poles on everything.
I need to switch everything over to power poles.
What are you
I haven't
using?
I haven't made that commitment yet.
What?
I know.
He's just
I'm
using bare wire on the ring
Like,
terminal.
are you
Yeah,
licking
just-
bare wire, twisting it up, and just wrapping it around?
Yeah, I just wrap it around.
Oh my God.
Makes my moxon get out.
So I put power poles on my 7300 power wire.
Shane's got a power pole to bare wire adapter in his go bag, so he can work with his bio-winnow.
Playing cards with my brother's kids or something.
Oh, the holy war has started. Do you crimp and solder? Do you crimp or solder? Do you just solder? Do you solder and then crimp? Do you crimp and then
Someone
solder?
did a video on that.
I usually crimp and solder. Maybe not on power poles.
And this is the
but
comment
on
from
anything else.
NRD that's on my crimp and solder video. Never.
I mean, I don't know that it's that level of argument, but I guess some people are pretty fired up about that.
Mike did a video on that.
It's
on
a holy war.
the crimping and soldering versus just crimping. Yeah.
See, this is why I don't fly. There are no solder joints on an airplane.
Actually, there is.
Yeah, I can't imagine there's not.
All right, so we got the.
So I used to, way back when, I used to work for Boeing in their wire shop. And they had one here in Louisville, Texas. And we use zaps, if y'all know what those are.
No, we do not.
So basically, it's a silver sleeve, or it's a sleeve. You put the two wires together, and you have this light. Then you hit the foot switch, and it melts the soldering on the inside, and then it shrinks the connector down on top of it.
Yep.
But we do a lot. Most of them, the big cables are crimped on, not soldered. And then the smaller ones, you use the zaps.
Ooh, a new holy war. There is soldering on an aircraft.
I was pretty sure there was too, but
Yep.
I never heard them called zaps. I've seen those things, and I think I have some cheap ones I bought off of Amazon.
That may have been
to play
what
with.
they called them at the
They're
in
like
that shop.
it's like a butt connector that's made out of shrink with some kind of solder paste inside.
Yep.
Yeah.
Solder airlines.
Yeah. I honestly, there's no electrical reason you can tell me that I'll believe it makes a freaking bit of difference that you can't solder, and all it's going to do is enhance the mechanical connection. So if it's going to be a connection that is in the weather or under any kind of constant stress or in a rugged environment kind of thing, I'm going to solder it too. I'm going to crimp it and I'm going to solder it and move on. It's going to cause 0.2 electrons per gigawatt to drop. Who gives a crap? It's not going to matter.
K0 MRD has just become a member. Thank you very much, K0 MRD.
He needs some milk.
Bring me some coffee.
So Jim, tell him what he gets for his membership.
He gets to hang out with us once a month on our private Zoom call.
Non-YouTube.
Non-YouTube, private. You can see Ape change hats occasionally. He shows up with a different hat other than the Maxpedition hat.
What happens in the private call stays in the private call.
Right. What happens in the private call stays in the
Now tell them what they won, Bob.
Right. And you get a special room on the Toads Discord where you can
Yes.
ask any question that you want, or just, make fun of us like you do on stream, but in
Right.
private.
Yeah, and if the supporters room, we actually keep an eye on that much closer than the rest of it. But I mean, we answer questions all the time for everybody, but I will care more if it's in the supporters chat. I'll care slightly less if it's not.
And then in order to become a member, there is a button right below our handsome faces here if you're not in full screen. And below our handsome faces up here,
Right.
not these two. Joe, you're precious. That you can click that says join. And then Liberty Cave sent in a correction, and I appreciate that about you, Liberty. You're one of the most upstanding hams I know.
He needs some milk.
I was about to throw in some record scratch.
Oh, can you do that?
I
Or
can.
the dance just wasn't long enough?
I can't. Well, no, I can't. I don't have the sound of my record players all the way over there. I'd kind of get chewed down if I started scratching records.
Our Swedish friend here says he needs to learn how to pronounce solder. So basically the L is silent.
Right. Like the T in fish.
Maybe add an extra D, depending on how hard you pronounce your D. I said that out loud.
Okay.
I was going to let it slide, but
Not with these folks.
Well, that's, that was like Jim talking about getting winter stuck in his throat when he was going over the corset thing.
Not stuck in my throat.
Oh, my bad.
so there they are. That's the aerospace, the sleeve with the solder ring on the inside. So the machine that you put that in has a really hot light. So you put the two pieces of wire in there, hit the button, and it the solder is right in the center, and then this makes a waterproof seal around it.
Nice.
Those are awesome.
And they only have 2,808 in stock, so order now.
Only,
Supplies
yeah.
are limited.
Of that
Exactly.
size, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But now you have a machine that does that. So the ones I've seen, you just You heat them up with
Well, you can heat them up with anything. They just happen to have that machine.
All right, go ahead. Play it, Jim.
Oh yeah.
He needs some milk.
Yep, that was perfect.
That was,
I hit the wrong button. I hit the remove button.
that was good. Oh my god.
All right. It's on. Sort of,
boy.
Chuck.
Record scratch.
Oh, wait.
Nice.
He needs some milk.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Todd.
Guys, we appreciate the super chats. Thank you.
Where is the
For
primate?
more
If you
super chats, we will not dance anymore. So I'm just
Right.
thinking,
Ed, if you saw his video from this morning, you know that he's going in deep. He's got
if you haven't
his.
seen his video,
Why
you
do you
need to
always
go
do
watch
this
his
whenever I
video.
take a drink?
Don't
You have impeccable timing.
don't drink
Make
when I
sure-
talk.
No
when you
kidding.
go watch the Smoking Apes video
Tim,
that he put out this morning, do not have anything. Don't. There it is. I was drinking something when I saw that, and it almost spewed all
It's
over
like
my
he was
dress.
drinking something.
Probably was. I don't know.
Shane, we're going to need a public apology.
I apologize for not actually scratching the record
Ooh.
We got another
or
new
making
version.
or
Thank
making
you.
the fake re sound.
What kind of radio is that, Irvin?
It looks like a Kenwood something
That's
or
for
other.
Irving. Thank you.
And the crowd goes wild.
So show us the rest of your tools there, Steve. Not your tool, the tools.
I do have more than one.
Oh, the jokes go long in this group.
That's what she said.
So
You're welcome,
speaking
Joe.
of
I
crimping,
teed that one up for you.
FT950, fantastic, Irving. So speaking of crimping and soldering, crimping or soldering, crimping not soldering,
Sounds like a rap song.
Morton?
Crimping and soldering and crimping.
You're a
and soldering.
genius.
take it away, Jim. Sell it.
So
One
you
moment.
need to get
I need to refill my
cable
coffee so I can
coax
spit more
crimpers
out.
and look around for something that will do multi-coax. I think this is the one I have. I can't remember which one I've got, and this is on the pricey side. There's some cheaper ones, and they probably work fine too. I don't know. The ratchet may break after 5 crimps. I'm not really sure. But this is the same kind of die-looking setup as in the other crimpers, and I would really be curious to see if you could swap these things out. But take a look at the coax you have and that you think you're going to use, and then buy a set, because these can be different sized coaxes. So this will do, like it says, LMR 240, 195. It doesn't say RG213.
RG213 and RG8 are pretty close,
I was
but I haven't
thinking-
seen
that says
RG213
8X.
crimp connectors.
That says 8X.
Oh, because I haven't looked.
So you might want to check if LMR 240 and RG213 are the same size. So just double check that. But you need a set of coax crimpers. So I have some RG8X and I have RG213 here. So whatever set I have will do ends on both of them.
I have definitely thought about crimping future coax. I've made so many jumpers. I used to sell jumpers on eBay and wherever. And I got so tired of soldering. So
Oh, I thought you meant the jumper you wear. It's like
You used to sell them on
sold
eBay?
those?
The jumper.
Nice.
I would take orders and whatever length you wanted, what connectors, what type of coax.
Nice.
And
It's
I would
really hard
always
to find
check
the
back
short
about
ones.
a month later.
That's excellent customer service, Joe.
And I would use that self-adhesive heat shrink so you couldn't see my soldering work.
Nice. Paint hides a world of sins.
Right?
A grinder's great for terrible welding.
Yeah. Nobody ever fussed about them.
I have the most
What
beautiful
else you
welds
got on the
ever
list?
after
'Cause
I
have
grind them
another one
down.
I didn't send you
Oh, my goodness.
after this one, too.
So we got the iFixit toolkit, and these come in a variety of shapes and sizes and colors and bit densities and so on. The kit that I have
Yeah.
is much larger than this one,
Mine, too.
but it's still a good quality kit. And what you get is you get the very odd bits that you need today, like the tri-wing and the Posi-Drive and the JIS. And a lot of people don't even know that half their radios have JIS screws. And pentalobe, yeah.
Is that like the T4s and T6s and
Those are Torx.
Well, see, this actually has security Torx in it, which is what I need to fix the what's it called, the Leatherman. See that Torx with a hole in it? That's the security Torx.
That's how they get you.
So you can break into the cable box at the end of the street with stuff like this, because there's a P5.
Yeah, they have security. Those Torxes on the cable boxes. Because the phone box on the back of your house, the DMARC box, has something like that too.
Yeah. And then you've got these long plastic tools. This is a spudger, and then this is supposed to be this may or may not be a non-marring case removal tool. This one looks like it's metal, but then you have
this is
guitar pick
a case
thing.
to break
That's
into
an
stuff.
emergency guitar pick. Yes,
Yeah.
You could also use it for your cuticles.
right.
You could. And then these tweezers, if you put these in your pocket, you're not allowed to fly on an airplane.
Do you know this by experience?
Well, what's really funny is my kids took needles onto knitting needles, folks, onto an airplane. That was totally allowed. You got this long piece of metal that you can take with you.
A metal
Pro tip.
spike.
Yeah, and scissors.
Yeah, and Steve. Uh-oh.
Welcome.
Thank you very much for becoming a new member.
Stein. I don't know how to pronounce
I wasn't
your
going
name.
to
Thank you very
try.
much. I'm going
See,
to
I show my
I'm gonna go
ignorance
with
when I
Stian.
mispronounce names.
Stian. I
going
think
with
is probably
Stian.
Being
close.
torsion.
It's an Ian with an ST, so
Welcome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
maybe he can put his pronunciation in the chat.
Hey, Paul.
Steve, these iFixit kits, they like Steve said, they come in a range. And my wife got me the Big Daddy kit probably 5 or 6, 7 years ago, and it's great. And it has a better handle and driver. It has an extension thing. It has.
Does the bigger kit come with lock picking accessories?
No.
The smaller kit lets you break into the cable box.
Yeah,
does
that's it.
the larger kit give you the lock picking
It's
abilities?
iFixit, not I crack it.
Oh, okay.
So this is the bigger kit, which comes with this little fold-out mat, and then inside you have the set of screwdrivers in this nice.
I thought that was a
case.
flask. I was like, the iFixit flask.
Oh, now see, that's fancier than mine.
Oh, that
Holy
is
crap.
fancy. Whoa.
I gotta tell her I got the ghetto kit. Oh, she bought mine several years ago. I don't think they sold that. What are those
And I had
things on
to-
the third row down with the 2 prongs?
I had to use this one here. This is actually just a magnet. I dropped a set screw. These here, you've probably seen these in bathrooms. These are the screw tips that they use on the electrical outlet covers in bathrooms.
Oh,
okay.
The
School.
screw that just has the 2 holes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
And
And
then,
then security torque.
where is it? Right here. This is all backwards for me. I got to go down. There we go. Those are Roberts, or are they square?
Yeah.
Depending on which side of the
Square.
lawsuit you fall on.
I'd call them square. I know Roberts is a name too, but
And then
Did you have the triangle one?
I do, yeah. And then there's a little magnetic mat in there.
That's
and
cool.
then I have my dentist kit.
okay, Morton. It's pronounced, quote, the same way he just spelled it. Does not help us ignorant American savages to say it correctly. But I'm going to forgive you because you dropped Moxon in a comment in our stream again. So if you had Moxon again, boom.
And for those of us that are really aware,
Oh, a grounding strap.
Oh yeah.
grounding strap. And the reason why you don't see me wear this in my videos is because it gets in the way of the camera when I have it on my wrist. So actually, I put it on my ankle. Pro tip: put it on your ankle if you're filming. And then it doesn't drag across all the work that you're doing or anything like that. So
Sort of, Chuck, hold up that, oops, wrong one. Hold up that heat gun you had again.
it was a link, or do you have it handy?
No, he
That's
had
a
it
link.
handy. Oh, it's a link?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then
I've still
I
got it.
didn't need that.
Then don't pull it up.
Never mind.
It's like I'm playing cards with my brother's kids. So, Jim, that was the end of the list that you sent me. So now it's your turn to overshare. Rod gets extra credit, indeed. Rod said dingus.
So this one, this thing here is just, it's great.
AC.
It's small. It rolls up, wrap the cord
Yes,
around
Jason.
it, throw it in a box or a toolbox or bag or whatever somewhere. I have the Harbor Freight heat gun. that I bought like, I don't know, 15 years ago. And the rubber coating on it is degrading in some way. So every time I hold on to it, it's like putting my hand on contact cement. Still works.
It's kind of gooey.
Yeah.
Put some
nasty.
electrical tape around it.
Yeah. I was going to wrap it with gaffer tape.
So is anyone missing any words for their bingo?
Well, I haven't. There are some words we haven't said.
And while you're contemplating that, this is actually the real reason why Jim doesn't POTA.
He didn't want to give away his location.
Jimmy, you have a button for that.
He left the house.
There we go. Oh, that's the wrong comment.
Hey, I was right. Oh,
or Styan.
either one. See? I said Ian with an
he's
ST.
asking him. He's asking him. Phil's
Oh,
asking
gotcha.
him.
So we all sit and stare at the screen waiting for the reply.
We do
Right,
need to make a new bingo card now that Jim's here. We need to add Dingus and Waffle House.
Ooh, Waffle House.
And
sounds good.
firefighter. I mean, I haven't said that in the whole stream. So, or paramedic.
I said firefighter. So
Your card's
did,
about to
you
be
did, that's
removed.
right.
yeah.
Are you in the fire department?
No, I was a volunteer for years.
Yeah,
But
well,
not-
I mean that
not
was,
here.
that was me.
One thing about a fireman, you'll always know when you meet one because they'll tell
They're
you.
the first to tell you.
Yeah. Even cops got to have heroes, Joe. Just saying.
Oh yeah, we got to add Drift.
Drift. Well, Chuck's not here. Talking about a Jesus. I heard that drift.
Gas station. That's my word though.
I thought that was Ape that came up with the.
No,
using
Ape
that
stole it
gas
out of my
station?
video for getting rid of the USB noise on the 705.
Okay.
The gas station USB cable. It's
The
where
gas
that whole
station
thing came
USB
from.
cable.
I've got it on film with a date, so I win.
There's a lot of little tools that are just handy for one-off things, but I think the stuff we covered here is, you can never have enough screwdrivers and
We covered the
Maybe.
basics.
yeah, maybe a socket set for something. I
So
don't know.
so this one here is kind of interesting. Let me get myself out of the screen so you can see it. But it's almost a screwdriver, and this is actually used for lifting chips
For
out of sockets.
Frying, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
but it's specifically designed for ICs.
IC chips.
Yeah. You can say IC chips. It's not integrated chip. It's integrated circuit chip.
Ben mentioned Coax scissors.
Yes. Coax scissors are something I didn't know about.
Those
They're
are-
fantastic.
Yeah, they're
Oh, we
fantastic.
didn't talk about strippers either. Coax strippers.
Joe Brett brought his stripper to the table. Oh, Coax strippers, yeah. And then these are telephone scissors.
Oh yeah, those scissors that Messi and Poloni sell. Mike had those at field day when we were putting all the
Why is that
connectors on the
backwards?
Coax. It was awesome. It says Bell System.
It says it backwards.
Yep.
Are you
Bell system.
using OBS?
No, look at my
Purloined
cap.
equipment.
That's fine. That's
Oh.
not.
That's interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah, wow, it's backwards
That's
in real
weird.
life. I never even noticed that.
Oh, that's probably worth some money, son.
Fake-
Somebody
Yeah.
getting
fake
fired.
scissors.
They stamped it wrong.
Fake scissors.
And then that's the other side.
Mix up at the mint shop.
Wiss USA. So it was made in
This-
US.
Yeah.
Not like
Those are
iWiss,
vintage.
the new brand.
Oh, and yeah. So we were talking about Leathermans, and we kind of got off subject. And I wish I'd thought about it. I brought mine in to show. I have the Raptors EMS scissors, and those things are great. They'll cut pretty much anything,
It's upside down. Is it upside
and
down?
it open an oxygen tank as well. And it's a seatbelt buster or a window buster.
Oh, wow. All right, we're all stupid. All right, thanks, Dave. You win today. Thanks, Dave.
You can
Wow.
trust us for your information.
My God, I looked at that too. I thought, why would
man,
they
I
put
feel
that
like
in
an idiot.
backwards?
Every single one of us, except for
God.
Dave.
I was in the middle of a Google search about how much backwards would cost.
Wow. Oh my goodness. All right.
Those were some.
Oh,
I
my
have genuine
God.
Bell System scissors that are printed wrong.
I beat them.
Oh man.
You can trust us, folks.
So I don't know, scissors, some kind of scissors like that. But I mean, again, if you're carrying a knife and side cutters, aces,
Dave needs to do his show.
slip joint pliers, maybe vice grips, small vice grips or something like that.
Well, he's got a multicolored flag there. He's representing everybody.
He said you can cut pennies in half with EMS scissors.
That's crazy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah.
The
I
original
mean, I
copper
can't
or the
count
new
the
zinc?
number of times I've needed to cut pennies in half on a scene, but it does work.
When you're showing the police how good your scissors are. Watch this.
Right. No, there's somebody
mostly
laying on the side of the road bleeding out, and Jim's there cutting
Cutting
pennies.
clothes off is one thing, right? Any pair of EMS scissors will do that, and actually most of the $5 ones on Galls will do that too. But man, the one that really gets you is when somebody's wearing expensive cowboy boots or something, and we have to cut their boots off.
Breaks the heart.
It does.
They don't
And
care
I've had a guy with a broken ankle. I mean, like it was completely broken through, not
Compound.
ankle shaped anymore, and he didn't want us to cut his boots. And I'm
Don't
like,
cut
oh,
my
yeah,
boots, man.
And they were like lizard skin or snake skin or something. They were $high fancy boots. I'm like, son,
Yeah, but if you try to
Sorry.
pull that boot off without cutting it, you're pulling his foot off.
it would literally have pulled his freaking foot
Ugh.
off. Yeah, he would have passed out, shit himself, and everything from the pain. I mean, it would have been.
Nice.
And I probably would have lost my license for doing it to the guy. So no, we're cutting it. We're cutting your boots there, Hillbilly Bob. Sorry.
Stian, very nice.
And I think
very
with
nice.
that one, alcohol may have been a factor anyway, if I remember
Quite
correctly,
possibly so. Someone mentioned in the chat that we didn't mention Band-Aids.
Oh yeah.
I need to have a first aid kit with us when you're starting to build stuff. You're gonna either burn yourself or
Burn cream.
you're gonna stab yourself or cut
Put some
yourself.
cream on it.
Somewhere in my archives, I have a great video of when the power cord to the soldering iron got caught and went through my hand. That I said some words.
Colorful metaphors.
Yep.
So somebody in the
very
chat
descriptive.
mentioned that we didn't bring this up.
Ah, we didn't.
Barrel.
So instead of going like
That's those
Shane and
Ravage.
going bareback, you put these on the end of bare wires.
I use nuts on my bare wires.
Again, TMI.
So these come in different sizes for different lengths of wires, and you strip the wire down and twist it up and shove it in there and then crimp it. And these
Strip
are
it, twist
especially
it, shove
useful.
it, crimp it.
Bop
Twist
it.
it, shove it, crimp it, twist it, shove it. Twist it, crimp it, shove it. Yeah.
I thought
And
they'd
these are
have a
great for
rounded
anything like
end.
with screw terminals, especially. So when you tighten that screw terminal down, it won't cause that wire to splay out and get all jacked up. These are great, and you can get this in a box of ferrules for
$24.99 with a
Excellent.
10% off coupon.
$22.50.
They should make those screw on as well. No way you ain't got to buy another crimper.
Yeah,
Well,
how do you get the
according to-
solder in there?
According to half the ham people, they should only be crimped anyway, right?
Tim says just put dirt on it and move on. I'm with you,
I don't
buddy.
solder the ferrules. There's really nowhere to put solder in.
Lionel, nice. Phrasing. I missed that show.
So I don't know. I think that the first aid stuff. I mean, we're talking ham shack tools, not necessarily field day, but
We did a first
yeah,
aid
basic
show.
first aid
Yeah.
stuff is something you should always have in your house. You should know CPR. Let me get on a soapbox. If you don't know CPR, you need to learn it. You can literally learn it, to functionally save somebody's life in less than 30 minutes. If you want to go sit through
On
a class,
YouTube?
you can. But
Talking
I
about
can't-
safety, it made me just think with this fireman sitting above me, fire extinguisher.
yes, absolutely.
How
You ain't
many
had
of us
something
have
go
let
pop.
smoke out in our shacks?
I
I
haven't
have not yet.
yet.
Not yet.
Well, sort of,
At
Chuck.
this
You're just
time.
not actually hamming hard enough.
Yeah. So
I
my
watched somebody let the smoke out. That was cool.
my 2-meter
They
amplifier.
hooked their solar generator up backwards.
I was sitting when my shack was still in the house. My radios were in the house way back when. I'm sitting there talking away on my 300-watt 2-meter amplifier. Something goes pop, smoke goes everywhere, and then I look, and there's an orange glow inside of it. So I had to disconnect all the coax, the power,
Holy crap.
While
drag
it's on
it
fire.
out. Yes. find me a Phillips screwdriver to take the cover off and extinguish that thing. Still works.
Well, yeah, you can repair anything.
Oh yeah.
Might not be intelligent to repair it, but you can repair it.
I keep a bag of capacitors. There's one particular capacitor that likes to go pop. So.
Yeah, fire extinguishers are
Put a
a good
fuse
one,
on
and
it.
you should have that in your house anyway.
Wasn't there someone on
ABC.
YouTube that was running some power and their amplifier blew up
Yeah.
live on stream?
While they were live and streaming, yeah.
Yeah.
NY2 PD.
I'll have to
Remember
look
his
that
name.
one up.
Down in Florida. Yeah, he was live streaming.
Because he
popped.
made up.
He popped. He ducked.
Oh, Jason's got a good question.
So CO2 is the kind of extinguisher material. ABC is the rating for standard fires, electrical fires, or
Gas.
fuel.
Don't use water.
Petroleum-based fire. So you want a fire extinguisher for your house that's rated ABC, which means paper, wood, regular,
Already been chewed.
regular flammable stuff. B is for grease fires, and C is electrical fires. The C thing, you want dry chem or CO2. The beauty of dry chem is that it puts out a fire really well. The bad part about dry chem is it makes a giant
Makes a
cloud
mess.
of toxic goo that you're going to spend a while cleaning up, but it's better than crap burning. CO2 is excellent, but then you're spraying CO2 everywhere. I don't even know if they sell CO2 for home use. Now, I have halon. I bought some halon extinguishers before the government banned them back in the day, and I've got 4 or 5 halon extinguishers around the house.
That'll go great with your gas stove.
I don't have a gas stove. Unfortunately, I have an
You
electric
better
stove.
get one. Get them
But
fast.
any of those will work for a grease fire. Any of those will work for a grease fire. But ABC is what you're going to get. What you're going to get at Target or Walmart or wherever they sell them, and they'll be. I forgot the brands. Kidda and First Alert, I think, are the 2 major manufacturers in those things.
So we got David talking about the 25-year warranty on the Leatherman. It is very real, and they're actually very respectful. If you send in your Leatherman, there's a checkbox that you can check that says, this is a precious gift of mine. Please make sure I get it back, whether you can fix it or not. Like if your dad gave it to you and then your dad passed away or something like that, or
That's
it
cool.
was handed down from generation to generation kind of thing. Or you can just send it in and they'll just, do their best or send you a brand new one under warranty.
That's awesome.
So really good. I've had to send mine in once before too. I broke one of the blades. I forget which one.
You want to see this guy's amp blow up?
Go
Let's
for
see
it.
Do it.
NY4 PD.
Play the audio.
Oh, he was shocked too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Play the audio. That thing's loud.
I don't know if I can play the audio.
You
can.
you might have to reshare it and click the play audio button.
Like I'm playing cards
Streaming
with
is hard,
those
folks.
kids here.
It is.
Well, this one I'll give him. It's not like Chuck.
yeah.
You can't take the loop off.
All right.
He looks serious too. Nope, no audio.
No audio?
Audio.
Well, it's got share audio on it. So
You have YouTube muted because you had the stream up on. Is that tab muted?
no.
It's because you're running Windows.
Yeah. Oh well. Pop. There you go.
Sound effects. Pow, pow, pow.
Oh man. Goodness.
Oh,
Look at
there's
that
the
smoke.
Oh.
I got problems.
Okay. Love you guys. Mean to buy.
Look at it.
Y'all ever smell the burning capacitor? Have you ever had a cap pop on you that you can smell it? Oh my God, it stinks.
Audio. Audio. Aces.
Yeah.
2
Who's let the
checkboxes,
magic
lower left
smoke
corner,
out?
Joe. Phil knows.
2 check boxes. What?
Oh, nope. Shane's going to do it now. Let's see if Shane can make this happen.
Do antenna projects and stuff like that. Okay, let me go to the next person. I got you in my logbook there. It's not showing up, but I know I put you in there.
Pop.
That was loud.
Well, those things have a big relay in them, big solenoid in them.
So that's Rick. I used to talk to him quite often. He kind of faded off the YouTube scene, but
Videolytics.
Looks like you're on fire.
Smoke detector going off. Right after that, the old lady's coming in there. What the hell are you doing? My
What's that
program went off.
smell?
Who's running the camera for him?
I think he's just zooming in like with his phone or something.
Well, you see both of his hands.
He had both of his hands while the camera was moving.
But this was during a live stream, so he just played it back and recorded it off his phone or something, and reposted a recorded.
Ah, okay.
video.
This is a short.
Oh, okay.
It's a clip. Look at that. Look what's coming up next.
Wow.
Put a link to that.
He probably had to have new pants after that too.
Oh, I definitely been some skid marks.
And you know, our favorite primate had an incident that's recorded on YouTube somewhere as well.
Yeah, he plugged something in and it zapped.
Yeah.
By the time he got his finger stuck in the roll of wire.
That's the better one.
Yeah.
Is the one where he got his finger stuck. 'Cause you see the oh shit face go right. The oh stuff face go right across there.
Right.
I forget we're not on the clubhouse.
Sorry.
Well, it wasn't
My
within
bad.
the first 8 minutes. We're okay. You know.
Right.
Yeah, YouTube's cracking down on stuff like that now.
Oh yeah.
Well, I watched Nick Nimmin or vidIQ. Somebody did a video on the updated language guidelines, and hell and damn are not really cuss words. They don't count because they've been on network TV, since the 70s at least. And the really bad words you're not supposed to say within 8 seconds, or you will not get monetized. And after
Is it the
8
same one that
seconds-
George Carlin says?
Probably.
Yes,
Okay.
all those words are on the list.
The things you can't say. The 7 words you can't say on television.
Probably piss is okay.
What I think is funny is that they haven't figured out how, like, there are advertisers who are leaning in that direction that would not mind advertising on those kinds of shows. But they act like they're doing it to save your precious eardrums from hearing bad things. And, advertisers don't like it. I'm sure advertisers like to advertise about firearms and firearm accessories. And
Right.
they're probably beating a path to your door to get on, like, Demolition Ranch and other channels like that. No, we're going to demonetize you.
Well, what was interesting, and you need to go find the video or look for it because it was interesting. He actually had their policy, or you can just look for it on YouTube. But so if you swear for any of the verboten words in the first 8 seconds, you will not be monetized
At all.
If you swear a little bit after the first 8 seconds, it's probably okay. But the list of things you can talk about that will not get you monetized was pretty weird. Like, you can talk about a game can talk about drug usage and you're going to get monetized. It'll be all right. If you talk about smoking a fatty or doing
there we
drug
go.
use, you might get monetized.
Demonetized.
You might not get monetized, but they said that you might not get monetized. But if you drop F-bombs in the first 8 seconds or F-bomb a lot during your show, you're not going to get monetized. I'm like, that makes no sense, but whatever.
I blame Dr. Spock.
And Russ, you're exactly correct. I don't know why we're so sensitive. I made fun of Alabama the other day, and someone got mad about it.
And
Apparently
everybody
didn't know
wins.
I live in Alabama, so I'm damn well going to make fun of the state I live in.
Everybody gets a trophy.
And when I get really insensitive, I make fun of Mississippi. So.
Easy.
Uh-oh, got that look.
Look, he's
Somebody
leaving.
coming across the state line. He's going to get me.
I protest.
On my way, son.
I'm sending my drone.
Meet me at the flagpole.
I'm afraid of his drone. He's probably got one
He's
that's
got a big
got the
drone.
business on it.
Armed.
Yeah. His can see in the dark.
Damn it. Woo. Oh, Lord.
You can see all the deer and pigs around the feeder. I know that much.
Yep.
Oh,
Find
they're
a deer
serious
every time.
about drone inspection of your property during hunting season up here in Wisconsin. It's kind of
Oh,
ridiculous.
I bet.
What do you mean serious about it? You
They'll
can't?
fly a drone over your house, and if they see a spot of yellow in your yard, then they'll come knocking on your door that you're
Game
baiting
warden
the
shows
deer.
up.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, game warden. Yeah, you get all kinds of trouble, and you have to walk out to where they saw it, and they look around, and if you're if you got good deer, they've done eaten up and cleaned after themselves, and you don't get a ticket that day. But they're flying drones over the lakes when you're fishing. They're flying drones over the woods when you're hunting deer. It's like, really? This was all supposed to be something that we cooperatively did together to preserve hunting for future generations, not something that gave you the ability to steal my truck.
See, it's interesting because, and I don't know what conservation does down here. No, Rod, I don't think vagina is on the list. I'm just going to say that.
That's a medical term.
Drop the V word. It's a medical term.
There are other words that describe that same general vicinity.
PC words are probably not
area.
PC if you get my drift. They don't. I don't think they do that down here. And see, the deer in Alabama are like, they're like kudzu. I mean, the limit down here is like 3 or 4 50 deer a day and 12 in possession. And
I thought you were going to say the deer around here just walk up and let you shoot them.
Yeah.
well, no, they wait for your car to come close. Then they
jump out in front of it.
Yeah,
You have suicidal deer.
Yeah, suicidal.
Craig is correct. They literally will steal your truck if they think that you're hunting deer. If they think that you're hunting deer.
And I know DCNR conservation, they will they put out fake deer, robot deer, that has cameras in it, and then they park where they can see if anybody rolls up and spots light and shoots it.
So I have a story about that.
Real quick, Brian, they are in the description of the video.
So in my young and stupid days, we would spot like coyotes just to get rid of them. Yeah. And every now and then there would be a very large deer that would appear, and it might get shot, it might not. I'm not going to say anything there, but I will say one thing, that the game warden in our area knew that us idiots were doing stuff like that, so he put a decoy out. And I put about 17 rounds in that decoy waiting for it to die.
So were you just slow getting a memo?
And then he flips his lights on. Because he was sitting close by. He just flips his lights on. He pulls up and he goes, "Don't you feel like a dumbass?" And just kept driving.
Nice.
What part? That you shot a
Point
decoy,
made.
or that you shot it 17? You didn't really shoot it 17 times.
He emptied the magazine.
I emptied it, yeah.
Oh my god!
Because we hunt with a full mag.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I think it only holds like 5 or 6. I don't remember. But yeah,
Oh my Lord!
He just rolled down his window and said, "Don't you feel like a dumbass?" Then drove off. I was like, "Thanks for not writing me a ticket."
Yeah, they have. I'm not a deer hunter. I don't have the patience for it. I'll shoot dove and quail, but I ain't got the patience to hang out with Bambi. These guys are serious about it down here too. But
It's crazy.
Yeah, drown themselves in deer pee and all that kind of good stuff.
This is doe vagina juice, and I'm going to spray it all over my hunting clothes that I washed in.
Too far,
I'm not
Joe.
making that
Too
up,
far.
Joe. I'm not making that up.
I don't care if you.
Joe's
make it
getting
up
red
or
just
not.
thinking about it.
That I washed in non-scented secret ninja detergent, and I've driven over my clothes with a rolled up bale of hay. I mean, they're serious about it. And then getting up at the crack of dawn before
They
the
shut
crack of dawn.
everything down here for the 9-day opener. The schools close. You can't get firewood
Oh, wow.
for your wood stove at your house. You can't go to the grocery store. Like, everything is closed for the 9-day deer opener. They
It's
call
pretty-
it winter
We
break.
have bow season hits before gun season does. Those guys are even weirder. And then, and don't get me wrong, I love venison. I'll eat venison all day. And if Bambi would walk up, let me cap her, and we could move on with our lives, I'd probably deer hunt.
Come here.
But hanging out in the woods for 3 or 4 hours and getting up at 4 a.m. to do it, no, it's just not happening.
Try doing it in Wisconsin at -30.
Yeah, nope.
It's a whole different kind of
I
dedication.
went deer hunting with my uncle back in Illinois several times, and it was the same thing. I'm like, okay, this is so much fun, Uncle Frank.
This is cold. You know why it's fun? Because you get out of the house and away from the others.
That's true.
There's that.
Very true.
When you got
There's
5
that.
kids, deer hunting is fun.
Now down here, coyotes are open season all the time, and then and we don't have the wild pig problem that
Douglas.
Texas has.
Look at Douglas's comment. We aren't deer hunters. We're deer marksmen.
There you go. So we have wild pigs, and we also have coyotes that are shootable.
Jim, sort of Chuck has a private message for you.
Oh, Lord, what did I say?
His eyes
Have
are
I
getting
offended?
yellow.
Oh no. Well, we're used to the real ape being on
think
here
we named
because
him
he
the
has
wrong
like a
way.
limitation as well. No, I think we're ready to wrap it up.
Normally I prepare for a 2-hour show, but that's on Tuesday.
Guys.
Right, Brian?
You guys, that's I'm like, son, I got to go pee. Can we quit talking? I'm leaving. Guys, thank you. We appreciate it very much. Hope you had a good time and hope you learned something. And hope we provided some entertainment value with the replacements. And we might keep them. I don't know. Sort of Chuck is kind of more funny than Chuck.
I don't have that voice. Chuck's smooth. If you
Chuck is
listen,
smooth.
Chuck is like YouTube ASMR. Like if you need to go to sleep, you just put on a Chuck video and you are good to go. You learn
Pretty sure
something.
that's not what he's going for.
No,
Just
I
put him
love
to sleep.
Chuck. I love you, man. Chuck's got some of the coolest videos. It's
Chuck is at Quartz Fest. I think
he's he's headed that way.
Yeah.
He stopped at his kid's house last night or something, and then he said it was cold and he's gonna freeze. And you have fun with the other hippies in the desert, buddy.
I think Jason's headed out there too.
There's a lot of YouTubers headed out to Quartz Fest
a lot
this year.
of them out there. I'll take a hard pass. Any of you guys going to be at Hamcation? Joe Brett, I know you said you weren't going, right?
Nope.
No,
I'm going to be there.
I will not be there.
I'd love to be able
Losers.
to, but
Losers,
I
all
ain't
of
got
y'all.
to that point in my life where I can travel freely like T.O. across the lands.
Oh, I don't travel freely. I just work remotely.
He works remotely.
Joe's line of work's a little difficult to work remotely.
I can
right
sit in a
box.
meeting in my driver's seat. I can sit in a meeting in my passenger seat. I can sit in a meeting in my park.
It sounds like a
Doesn't matter to
Dr.
me.
Seuss book.
Yeah, it does.
I can meet you in my car. I can meet you very far.
I do not like meetings, Sam. I am. I do not like those meetings.
All right, guys, I'm going to hit the button. Y'all have a great day. Appreciate it.
See y'all.
See ya.
Joe Brett, and Shane, thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
Pleasure
Thank
to
you
be
for
here
having me.
anytime.